Hello student, hope you all are fine and doing good. Welcome to E-Class Learning. In this video, we are going to study a new topic, that is chapter number 3, Force and Pressure. Points to be covered in this chapter are force, types of forces, unit of force, effects of force, inertia, types of inertia, pressure, unit of pressure, atmospheric pressure, defined forces, Archimedes principle, density of substance and relative density. Let's see first what is force. You can see in picture one child is pushing the cart whereas the other is pulling it. That is going to affect a cart in some way. So this activity of children pushing or pulling is called force. So we can define force as a push or pull that tends to affect an object in some way is called a force. Or force is a physical quantity that changes the state of rest or of uniform motion of a body in a straight line. So, force is nothing but a push or a pull or both. A force cannot be seen, but we can feel and observe the effects of the force. So, let's see what happens when object is pushed or pulled. When we push, object move away from our body. When we pull, object move towards our body. Examples of push and pull are pulling drawer of table, second, pressing the pedals of cycle, etc. Now let's see Newton's first law of motion. According to this law, a stationary object on which no force is acting remains stationary. An object in motion continues to move with the same speed and direction when no force is acting on an object. Let's understand with one example. Suppose ball is at a rest. So with no outside force, that ball will remain in the rest like it is in the picture. It will not move. Same ball, if it is in the moving position, that is in the motion, it will move in the same direction in motion unless no unbalanced force act on it or any outside force is not acting on it, so the ball will continue its motion. Let's study types of forces with the help of this flow chart. Here you can see the types of forces divided into four types: contact forces, non-contact forces, balanced forces, unbalanced force. Contact force is further subdivided into two ways: muscular force, frictional force. Non-contact force is further divided into three subparts: magnetic force, electrostatic force, gravitational force. Let's study these types in detail. Contact forces. Contact forces are forces exerted by one object on another when they are in contact with each other. They are divided into two forces. First, muscular forces. Muscular force is a force exerted by the muscles of our body. We use muscular force for various activities. Animals like bullocks, horses, etc. also use muscular force to perform various tasks, as you can see in the given picture. Second is force of friction. Force of friction is a force which opposes the motion of an object over a surface. For example, you can see in a picture, if we stop pedaling a bicycle, it gradually slow down and come to a stop due to force of friction. Non-contact forces. Non-contact forces are forces exerted by one object on another without any contact with each other. They are divided into three forces. First, magnetic forces. Magnetic force is a force exerted by magnets. Example, force of attraction and repulsion between two magnets, as you can see in the picture. Force exerted by magnet on a piece of iron or steel. As you see in the picture, in the figure A, two magnets are getting attracted to each other. Since North pole and south pole are opposite poles, so they are attracting. Without coming in contact, they try to attract each other. In the picture B, again they are getting attracted without coming in contact with each other, since they are opposite pole. Whereas in the C and D picture, they are getting away from each other. That is, the repulsion take place. Why? Because the similar they are pole, so they are applying the force of repulsion between them. So without coming in contact, the magnets are applying either the force of attraction or repulsion between them. In the picture 2, you can see a magnet is placed over a pins, and the pins are getting attracted. Number 2, electrostatic force. Electrostatic force is a force exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body. Example, you can see in a picture, a plastic straw charged by rubbing with paper attract a suspended plastic straw. Number 3, gravitational force. Gravitational force is a force exerted by the earth on all objects. It pulls all objects toward the earth. Example, a pen falling down when it slips off our hand, as you can see in picture. See, balanced force. So what is balanced force? Balanced force is a force that is opposite in direction and equal in size. When forces are balanced, there is no change in direction. Combined forces that are balanced are always equal to 0. Example, if you push against a wall, the wall pushes back with an equal but opposite force. Neither you nor the wall will move. This is a type of balanced force. Now we see the last one, that is an unbalanced force. A force where two forces acting in opposing direction on a body are not equal in magnitude and in size is known as unbalanced force. Like in tug and war, the one of the team in tug and war pulls harder than the other team. The forces would no longer be equal. One team would be able to pull the other team in the direction of the larger force. So this is an example of unbalanced force. Unit of force. Force is a measurable quantity. The SI unit of force is Newton, which is denoted by the symbol N. CGS unit of force is dyne. Effects of force. It can change a stationary object move. Second, it can change the speed of the moving object. Third, it can change the shape of an object. Fourth, it can change the direction of a moving object. Fifth, it can slow down or completely stop a moving object. Now some point to be noted. Number 1, if more than one force are acting on a body, then the effect on the body is due to the net force. Suppose three forces are acting of the unit 1 unit, 2 Newton, 3 Newton, then addition of all the forces will be a net force, that is a 6 Newton. Second, if several forces are applied on an object in the same direction, a force equal to their addition act on that object. Third, if two forces are applied on one object in direction opposite to each other, a force equal to their differences act on an object. Last, a force is expressed in magnitude and direction. Therefore, force is a vector quantity. Again, this point is very important. Remember, a force is expressed in magnitude and direction. Therefore, force is a vector quantity. Inertia. The tendency of an object to remain in its existing state is called its inertia. Types of inertia. Inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia of direction. Types of inertia. First, inertia of rest. An object in the state of rest cannot change its state of rest due to its inherent property. For example, take a postcard and keep it on glass. Keep a 5 rupees coin on it. Now, skillfully push the card. The coin straight away falls in the glass because of the inertia of rest. Second type, inertia of motion. The inherent property of an object due to which its state of motion cannot change is called its inertia of motion. For example, when you are driving a car and all of a sudden you applied brakes, then what happens? You feel jerk in forward direction. This is because of the inertia of motion which your body possesses. Third, inertia of direction. The inherent property of an object due to which the object cannot change the direction of its motion is called inertia of direction. For example, if a vehicle in motion along a straight line suddenly turns, the passengers sitting in it are thrown opposite to the direction of turning. As you can see in the picture 3, the vehicle is taking turn towards the left, but the passenger who was sitting inside are turning towards the right side, it is opposite to the turn. So this is the example of inertia of direction.